Yo, what's up? It's Mysterious. While I was away from the game, I received a suggestion from a viewer to breed 2x31 Magikarp for profit. Thank you for the suggestion, Mogush. Apologies for the delay, and if I mispronounced your name, I'm really bad at that. This video is not going to be a guide for breeding. I'm going to use this video as an experiment for my new breeding for profit format. Please let me know if you have any suggestions or constructive criticism on how these could improve. Over the weekend while sniping, I kept a lookout for Magikarp breeder deals, and ended up with 2 full boxes and a few other dragon breeders on the side. The filters I used were 1x31 for attack and speed IVs, and for the egg groups I used dragon and water bee. It can be worth it to filter the water bee breeders with male only so that you don't accidentally snipe a Pokemon with the wrong egg group, but at the same time, you can miss out on Magikarp deals due to that filter. The average price per 1x31 for every player is next to impossible to determine because it'll depend on the deals you have available at that time. I personally paid an average of about $2,600 per 1x31, but there were a lot of people listing them for $1,000 to $2,000, and that's not always going to be the case. The maximum I paid for any 1x31, male or female, was $4,000, which is also what I'm going to calculate the expected cost at. The reason for that is because the 4K deals get bought out often, so you'll usually see 1x31 Magikarp breeders sitting around 6K give or take. I did get quite a few good deals while I was going through this. Some of the examples would be Adamant or Jolly Natured Magikarp that are only priced for 1x31. I also got some good hidden ability dragon breeders like Gibble, and keep in mind, I was sniping for anything less than 4K, and the hidden ability Gibbles actually go for 40k plus, so I did end up breeding that up a little bit, and I did use some of my 2x31 Magikarp to actually add Adamant to that for a lot cheaper than I would have if I had to buy it myself. I'm going to break down the cost and expected profits, and afterwards talk about some of the things to be on the lookout for more profit. Calculating 1x31 breeders at 4k each and bracers at 10k each puts our average cost to breed at 28k. We had 120 Pokemon, so our total cost is $1,680,000. 25 Magikarps came out as male, the other 35 came out as female. If you're not already aware, male breeders typically cost more unless you're breeding a highly desired or rare Pokemon, which in that case, the female would be worth a lot more. I only had 6 Pokemon come out with a decent nature, and they go for about 45k, so that's 270k right there. Then for the staggering 54 Pokemon left to sell, they would go for an average price of 30 to 40k depending on the gender and market. Females usually go for 30 to 35k, and males usually go for 35 to 40k, so I'm going to calculate the sale price as 35k. 54 times 35,000 equals 1,890,000. Then we need to add on the 6 natured Pokemon, which sold at 270,000 plus 1,890,000. Equals 2,160,000 total sell price. The total sell price of 2.1 mil minus the total breed cost of 1.7 mil puts us at 480,000 profit. To calculate our average profit per Magikarp, we would take the total profit of 480,000 and divide it by the total number of Pokemon we sold, being 60, giving us an average profit of 8,000 per Magikarp. Since I specifically did 1x31 attack and speed, the most common natures I would want to look out for after breeding are Adamant, Jolly, and Lonely. You can go for other attack or speed natures, but just know that they may be more of a niche sell, so they'll take a little bit longer. Another thing to note about this video, I'm not calculating any of the profit from the snipes I got while getting breeders. For example, male 1x31 Adamant Natured Dragon breeders go for 25 to 30k. Male 1x31 Speed, Timid or Modest Natured Dragon breeders go for about 10k. And then like I mentioned earlier, I also got some hidden ability dragons like Gibble, Gabite, which go for a base price of 40k currently, unless there's an Alpha Garchomp, and then usually the prices will go down to about 25k. but that quickly corrects itself due to the market. People start breeding the Pokemon, they're less available. So now let's give a quick overview of the information we just reviewed. The average cost to breed a 2x31 Magikarp is 28k, the average sell price is about 35k, and the average profit per breed is about 8k. So if I were to snipe one Adamant Dragon breeder, I would profit at least 20k, which is almost 3 Magikarps worth of profit with no technical time investment in regards to catching or breeding the Pokemon. When you breed the Pokemon, you also have to calculate the time it takes to hatch the Pokemon. So that's another, downside of breeding versus sniping. The drawback to sniping is not only really strong competition, but also availability on the market, knowledge of the market, and so while sniping is better profit, it's less consistent in the sense that you cannot force it to happen. Overall, profit is still better, but long story short, even though sniping is better money per hour, depending on the market, breeding for profit can be a great side hustle. So overall, I do recommend this method. It's not the greatest profit per hour by any means, but it's a decent side hustle, and it also teaches you more about the ins and outs of the particular market, which will be super helpful while learning to flip for greater profit. And that's pretty much going to wrap up this video for now. If it was helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below. There will be other links in the description. Make sure you check those out. Thank you, and hope you all have a great weekend.